Oh
We are
no, we're
here
gonna.
to blow
Oh,
your
here-
mind and bring you tons and
you
tons of
cut out.
news from around. What? Am I
You
what?
started by cutting out. Oh my gosh, this is
Oh
what a interesting way
no!
to start. Just start over.
Okay, well, welcome everyone to the news and updates. We're here to share with you the news from around the Altspace community. I was on a roll there. I was just jamming out anyway, and now he's done now.
Remember last week when I said if you meet me in Altspace during May, you need to pinch me to see if I'm sleepwalking or not. It's a good idea if you pinch me. But it's so great to be here. Oh, welcome. Thanks for the welcome, Laurel. Hello, everyone. I'm Donna McTee, and I'm here to help host another in our third year delivering you the news from around the Altspace VR community. And we're celebrating. Have you heard the news? We're celebrating the 6th anniversary of the launch of Altspace VR. But first, we have news to share with you that you need to know right away. So let's start with some Altspace news. We have enabled, do you notice this? We have enabled live captions for our events. So if you have not done so, you can turn it on by going to your menu under settings. So everybody go to settings. You'll see an option on the left-hand side that says speech, and then flip on show captions. So on is always blue, right, guys? If you wish to have our words translated into a language easier for you to read, you may switch to one of the many different languages Altspace VR provides in this feature currently in development. So remember that we are pioneers. We are very honored to be testing this for Altspace VR and hope you will help us and them by providing feedback through the support form under settings if you are having issues with it at all. It's an exciting feature, and Altspace VR is the first among all of the social VR platforms to support live captioning and translation. And we are excited to share it with you here. Now, Laurel will be back in a minute, I believe. This week's Altspace VR update brings the client to, yep, go for it, Laurel.
Oh, sorry. Okay, thank you. So this week's Altspace VR update brings the client to 4.2.0 15, along with updates to the Mac client across all the various app stores. We're so excited about that. We are seeing more and more Mac users coming into AltSpace VR, so ensure you've updated your world's templates and your kits to support Mac users.
The updates rolling out continue to deal with audio and voice issues and other bugs, and that continue to be found with each update. The bug that caused some users to randomly not hear each other now appears to be resolved. So update right away so that that update is on your device. But the issue with the microphone auto level is still not resolved. So if someone tells you that that they are hearing little blasts of funky sounds from your mic and you are using a Quest, please do this. Hover over the mic down in the bottom left in your circle menu. Turn off the auto level. You may have not even noticed that it's there. They added it a bunch of months ago, but it's there. Take off the auto level. That usually resolves the issue. Also, all Quest and Rift users, please check your device audio settings. If you are set to 10, please turn them down. That will help as well. That having a Quest or 1 or 2 at 10 volume used to be okay, but that's changed, and you need to be less because we hear the same echo that we do if somebody's not using over-the-ear headphones plugged in for a laptop or computer. Okay. Thank you. A new indicator was added to the HUD. The heads-up display, or the circle menu as we always call it, under the light blue circle with the triangle on it is where you see the names of the buttons as you hover over the buttons. There is now an indicator that displays 2 up and down arrows and a bar chart that represents your internet speeds and rates. It's supposed to provide a network health status, but for those of us like me, is what Laurel was going to say, whose internet connection is hopeless, as we experience pretty much all through news and updates. The internet, they would drive me crazy. I have a gig of internet at my house, and I do not know how Laurel survives. It would be road rage for me. Now, the internet disconnects before the indicator has a chance to register anything. So the developers would love your feedback on this edition. So let them know. I'll let you take over, Laurel.
Okay, please let them know. Give them the help that I do on a regular basis, 800 times a day, by going to settings, support, entering a message, and uploading your log.
Wow. Okay, you guys, we know Laurel has problems, but this is a little crazy. She must be going insane
Yeah,
today.
it is.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, I am. Am I back? Am I even here on the planet?
I guess it's me that has to be pinching you. Who knew? Oh my goodness me. So start the message when you're sending a report in. Start the message with the keywords for the problem so they may direct it to the right team handling the issues. That makes it faster. So if you're having a problem in world building or event hosting or audio or microphone, just start your message with that word, because that word immediately helps feed it to the right artery. With the community working together to report clear and specific issues and uploading those logs, seriously, that gives the developers makes it much easier for them to respond faster than fixes. And just think about it like this: phone up the doctor and say, "Hi, I'm sick, what should I do?" The doctor might say, okay, are you feeling bad? Is it your stomach, your head? Do you know what I mean? We think developers can read our minds. They can't. They need to read data. So, and you guys, by supplying data, is helping them out.
Do you trust me?
No, but carry on. I'll just fill in. Today we'll really tag team.
I know, it's just insane here. All right, so honestly, thank you to all of you, and to Donna and to Mark and everyone for your patience, for me dropping out constantly with my shit for nets. Sorry, Now that we have captions, I have to
Holy
be more aware because it
bananas.
censors me. Sorry, my crap for net. There. No, that'll censor me too. Is there anything that I can say? Okay.
Bring on the soap is what I say.
I know, I'm sorry. I'm so mad. All right. The developers are also continuing work on the AltSpace VR website, and a new addition has been added to the event web pages, which show the roles that have been assigned below the host tools listed as roles tools. It lists, I want to go in and like spell check, grammar check. It lists moderator, host, pilot, presenter, and so on, and the reason granted as the event owner, event admin, or contextual role. Now, please be aware that the roles do not have spaces in the words. Okay, I did this week. So, if event towner is event owner, something that caught me off guard. For a moment, I like the idea of being an even towner. It's very nice change from event owner, but be aware that it means, anyway, the joke was bad. So it's a really nice way to see which roles you have, but it isn't very helpful because it doesn't show the roles of the others involved in the event. And that would be way more helpful, but you get to see your roles.
I particularly love it when it shows me the same role about 30 times. It just keeps listing them. It's interesting. Okay, so we'll switch it up here. So to see those users, you must edit the event. However, it does include a link to Roles Help document with more information in the new Microsoft and AltSpace VR support docs on how roles work in events, worlds, and groups.
Now, there is a button there to remove my roles, which assigns you to resign responsibilities for the roles in the event. That could be really helpful for those that are added to an event as a moderator or whatever and have lost interest in the event or unable to attend and support the event that day. We'd love to hear from you about how you intend on using this new feature, as would the development team.
So I'll just give one example of this. So Univirtual is happening this month, and we have a long list of volunteers that are available. Now, if we were to, and they're all available at different times, if we were to add only the people that are available to any of the like 120 events, it takes forever. So what we do is we add every one of the available moderators that we know about to every single event. Well, you're not going to every event. Feel free to remove yourself from events that you don't plan to go to, and then you declutter your My Events folder. Okay, so that hopefully that helps you a bit. Now, among the other new updates and features comes one that is long needed and one that also brings us a little sorrow. In the past, if you wanted to unfriend or block someone, you had to do it by line of sight with the avatar in your view. Now, you may unfriend someone from the website by going to altvr.com, log in with your email, right? So you see your personal information, go to friends, and then finding the friend online or in the list, like there's tabs that say online or tabs that say all. So you find them either way, and you can click unfriend. A dialog box pops up to ask you if you're sure you want to do this. We are eager for you to block one of the additions in this process, but it is a step in the right direction to make management of those we want to keep close and others we like keeping further away.
Yeah, in other words, we'd like the ability to block without
block. I
sight.
see now what what I missed. Sorry.
Yep, no, that's okay. I missed the word.
Fly. Would you like to talk about the Univirtual experience?
I would love to talk about the Univirtual experience. All right. The Univirtual experience is hosted by Educators in VR, and the Virtual World Society continues throughout this entire month on AltSpace VR and 16 or 17 other virtual platforms. It keeps changing. I think it's maybe 19 now. I have no idea. With almost 200 events focused on immersive education. Yeah. We've had Charlie Fink, Jeremy Bailenson, Tom Furness, Alvin Grayland-Wangs coming up, Caitlin Krause, and so many others are gathering to share their passions, their experiences, and their expertise with us for free. all free May 1st through the 30th. The events this past week have been amazing with great presentations, workshops, and discussions, and it is just getting started. This is a collaborative and community project as well, with events hosted by leading world builders, event hosts, and the AltSpace VR communities.
There will be concerts, socials, networking opportunities, tours. There will be classes and workshops on world building, language learning, and so much more. We have some amazing special events and presenters like White Buffalo Woman presenting a special chanting and drumming session based on Native American and tribal influences. And a party tonight with Evolve VR and a social tomorrow at Karen 666's new Gallery 666. Oh my gosh, I'm so looking forward to that, Karen. Now, that is among other exciting programs that are happening. We'll explore the business, hardware, therapies, avatars, and embodied experiences. We'll look at medical and healthcare, cultural heritage preservation, gaming and gamification, and more as it applies to immersive education. And that's just the tip of the iceberg.
If you would like to become involved and support educators in VR in the Virtual World Society, please, please, please check out their website at educatorsinvr.com, join their Discord, and we'd love to have you involved in this groundbreaking conference and festival, the Univirtual Experience. As usual, we bring you the news from around the AltSpace VR community every week. And in between, join us on our news and updates Discord for updates and related news you can use to ensure you keep updated on what's going on within our AltSpace VR.
A bunch of weeks we've been going through talking about the history of AltSpace VR and the evolution of the AltSpace VR app, the community, heading towards a 6th anniversary celebration. So it's time to continue with our ongoing coverage. And we're preparing for the May anniversary month of the launch of our beloved community and social VR platform. So far, we've explored the timeline of life and development of AltSpace VR across 6 years of this platform. We've looked at the challenges of developing with a living community on board, apps, integrations, hardware, worlds, avatars, and so much of the history. There are just 2 aspects left to share.
This week, we're focusing on events and community, as these are so closely tied into the whole of AltSpace VR. And next week, our last week celebrating the 6th anniversary of AltSpace VR, we'll be focusing on you. So come ready to share your stories, your experiences about how AltSpace VR has impacted your life. We know the stories we share up here are just the tip of the iceberg of all the stories that are here in AltSpace VR. So come ready to share yours. We'll also have a few surprises. So bring your friends next week to help us celebrate.
One of the oldest communities here in AltSpace VR is the LGBTQ plus and friends group and events. Last week, they celebrated their 4th anniversary, and it was an amazing party. Their group represents members from across the planet, all coming together for safety and support as one can find in social VR. This is such a unique place to experience acceptance and support.
It really is. And theirs is not the only special interest and sensitive group that has found a home here in AltSpace VR. The weight loss group led by Neelix has been thriving for many years, as has the Alcoholics Anonymous and many mental health support groups. These groups are very special to us, and we tend to be very protective of them, as they're often the target of trolls and bullies. So if you are looking to be one of the amazing hearts that act as a moderator here in AltSpace VR, please contact these groups that you feel an affinity for and ask them if they need moderation support and help. We need to protect them.
Rocket Party. Have you been to a Rocket Party launch? I don't care if you're not even interested in space exploration. You will find these interesting. They are still among some of the oldest and longest running events in AltSpace VR. Hundreds gather regularly for the launch of the latest rocket, landing on asteroids, moons, or planets, and anything that happens that pushes us out further into space. These are exciting and wonderful watch parties shared by people from around the planet, tuning in and discussing the latest adventures in space. We've celebrated the successes and cried together over the losses, bonding this huge community together with our desire to be out there and not just here. And today's another
Absolutely.
interesting day in the space community, isn't it? I just read about that
What?
last night.
What?
There's
What
some sort
happened?
of rocket landing somewhere. Is it landing in China, or it's a China rocket landing somewhere in the globe? I don't know, and they're not exactly sure where it's going to land. Now
Everyone,
so people,
duck. You know, it's kind of scary to look out here and see these people from all over the world have big, huge masks covering their faces, and their ears are covered with headphones, and they're not going to know anything is coming at them. So that could be interesting. So if it does land near you, please let us know.
Yes.
I see nothing. I know nothing. All right. Improv night, yes, with Stevie Boy and Shoseki is another of one of the long-running, most popular entertainment events that we have here. It's been running forever. We just love it. It is so successful. They felt a need to branch out and really showcase their varied talents, as if what they were doing was not enough. It led to the creation of their We Are Improv company, producing A Thing at a Place, Lights, Camera, Action, Fake News, and other amazing productions. The We Are Improv community is incredible. So Stevie Boy, thank you for that. And their Discord is rocking too. So thank you.
Open Mic Night continues to rock and roll with some amazing talent here in AltSpace VR. Happens every Wednesday. While the event has moved around a little over the years, event hosts learned quickly to not schedule anything even close to overlapping that time, as no one would show up. Everyone would be where the most fun happened. Today, there are dozens and dozens of challengers to the champion of Open Mic Night, proving that there is room for everyone and every talent right here in AltSpace VR.
Yes, indeed. Health Systems Chat with Chuck has been going for years here in AltSpace VR. Originally dedicated to topics closely tied to medicine and healthcare, Dr. Chuck Webster, a specialist in industrial engineering and medicine, creates a new world for every single event and now covers a wide range of innovative topics, such as my favorite was potatoes. I don't know if y'all remember a year or two ago, he did potatoes. It was hysterical. Electric car. He had things jammed into potatoes to form electricity. It was hysterical. Electric cars, climate change, and most recently, Clippy, the most hated virtual assistant of all time. We love Chuck and the passion that he brings to all of his worlds and all of his events.
Now, Evolve VR started with meditation and yoga early on in AltSpace VR, recognizing the ease of meditation in VR and yoga with full body tracking. When the latter went away, when the latter went away, the meditation increased. And when Jeremy Nichols brought his father Tom into the picture, along with other amazing and innovative spiritual intellectuals, Evolve VR expanded to book clubs, discussions on life and death, dance parties, and so much more. It is a full and active community that is thriving in social VR, and you'll get to experience it tonight. They've got one of their socials happening tonight.
VR Church was also an early adopter, branching out as it grew to embrace different time zones and more. Others followed in its wake, especially during the pandemic, and AltSpace VR has become a hub for Christian and spiritual groups of every kind. Our own Donna McTee hosts Live Loved, I love that name, a Christian Bible study and social group that meets 6 days a week to support and encourage each other, and has expanded to include movie nights and dinner parties and all kinds of activities, mixing the traditional and innovative VR ways to socialize and come together. Love it.
Thanks, Laurel. Let's not forget all the other spiritual groups that gather under this virtual umbrella, such as Wicca, pagans, atheists, agnostics, humanists. and multiple choice or all of the above. There is something for everyone and every belief here in Altspace VR, making this community diverse and strong.
Now, Henry and Matt's barbecue is a long running tradition to hang out on the beach.
Can't you just wait to see what she's going to say next? I need some one-liners to fill in here, but I'm not the comedian in the room.
All right, so Henry and Matt's barbecue in my back.
Yeah, you are.
I need to say, "You've come a long way, baby," or something like that every time I go away. All right, so Henry and Matt's barbecue is a long-running tradition to hang out on the beach or wherever it lands. It's a great way to meet new people as well as to party out the night. It is now part of the Rooftop Crew, a team that has a long-running entertainment talk show for quite a while, and it continues to participate and sponsor Easter egg hunts through various worlds and other social activities here in Altspace VR.
Happy Hour at the Brooklyn Rooftop Bar is another long-running social event hosted by Alan, one of our amazing world builders who built the Brooklyn Rooftop Bar. He built the first one, and then he built the one that's his new addition, which is marvelous. He built it as an experiment, and he found it one of the most popular worlds. It was my very favorite world when I first came into Altspace. That was one of the first worlds I ever went into, and I fell in love with it, and I still love it. Staff also requested its use as one of their hangouts for a long time, and it continues to evolve. And now it's on a featured event on weekends.
Now, one of the earliest and longest lasting fun talk shows that specialized in the tech we love was the Hive with Vivian.
I know, that was so much fun.
Yeah. We played Beat Saber and had the most amazing interactive experiences with Vivian and the team. And then due to health issues and a few other odds and ends, Nava took it over and converted it to VR Respawn and kept the energy flowing. It has been quiet over the past few months of the pandemic, but many were so inspired by Vivian and her amazing energy and passion for VR gaming and social VR, and they continue to emulate her today.
Now I get to talk about one of my favorite events ever, and there's so many. I say this a lot, but I really love this one. Or when it happens, one that arrived with gusto in 2020 was Tech Talk with Jesse Damiani, a reporter with Forbes, The Verge, and other tech publications. He brought in top pioneers, engineers, entrepreneurs, designers, developers, and artists to explore the potential of immersive and technology in general. It runs by the television season, so hoping it returns soon. Oh my gosh, Ted Rubin, the guy that wrote Presence. Everything that makes Altspace wonderful is the word presence, right? That brings us from a different scenario from Zoom, right? It's presence. And Ted Rubin, I found Jesse brought Ted in to talk. It was so interesting. Oh, I so hope he comes back. Sorry, Laurel.
That's okay. I love the passion. In 2019, the staff asked me to share my passion for world building and world builders with others. I am such a fangirl of all world building stuff. I just love it. And said, will you create a world tour event to encourage world building by showcasing all the amazing worlds that are here in Altspace VR? Thus, the world building tour on Wednesdays was release. We gathered a team together, and it is now expanded to feature workshops, support for Daisy Shaw's world tours, and educators in VR, among other community events and groups. And we are looking to expand even more as we develop of worlds to help people find themed worlds and have world suggestions. And also, we're looking for people to test worlds for world builders using different devices. So if you'd like to become more involved, talk to Karen 666. Karen is not Karen, Margie Diamond, myself, and Mark after the show.
Educators in VR started in Altspace VR as a group to bring together educators to discuss the challenges of integrating immersive technology into education. The team thought that this casual meetup in 2018 would bring in maybe 15 to 30 people at most. 180 people showed up, and the lives of Daniel DeBosky Bryant, Laurel, and eventually myself and our producer Mark, and many of you in the audience here would never be the same. The organization has grown to over 3,500 members and hosts over 600 VR events annually. This month's Univirtual Experience Conference is done in partnership with the Virtual World Society and features about 200 events across 19 different platforms and apps. We've still got 3 weeks to go.
It's amazing. We could not do this without Donna McTeague. Incredible job on managing so much of this. To feel, because of the AltSpace VR's staff's ability to continue to provide education and training, especially during the pandemic, but before, Educators in VR has taken on host training for events for moderation, events, speakers, 2D training, and soon branching into world the VR community, as well as their own membership, continues to grow and learn how to maximize these powerful virtual reality tools for education.
And just a couple words that didn't that kind of got missed in what you're hearing is world building. So they're actually bringing in help for you guys for world building. So that's really exciting. Now, Educators in VR hasn't stopped there. They have founded over 20 EdVR team projects as special interest groups, students in VR, Indigenous people in XR, and brought in their partner in Virtual World Society with Tom Furness to create an active presence here in AltSpace VR with Virtual World Society's fireside chats with Tom, bringing in leaders in education and immersive innovations from around the world.
We're really proud of what Educators in VR has done. Now, let's not forget the amazing Get Social Network with Andy Fidel. Launched in February 2018, this social VR network has hosted hundreds of different events, sometimes 100 a week, covering language learning, entrepreneurship, women in XR and allies, blockchain and cryptocurrency, alt UX, social and immersive industry, meetups, backyard jams, the rise of virtual beings, discussing avatars and personas, socials, networking, multiverse world hops, you name it, they've done it in multiple languages and built a tremendous and active community in and around all of their events. Get Social hosted events in Burning Man and broke records in AltSpace VR for the Winter Wonderland Festival that ran daily, 24 hours a day, from before December 1st. It was supposed to start on the 1st, but it started early, way into January, almost 8 weeks, 7-8 weeks of nonstop events and persistent social spaces. Many groups and events in the community participated, making this one of the largest community and longest community events in the history of AltSpace VR.
As we round up this short list of some of the most popular and long-running events that have created communities within the AltSpace VR community, let's do a quick highlight of some of the community events that have thrived here in AltSpace VR because the communities within this community came together to make things happen.
In 2018, the famous Halloween maze brought together 4 world builders to build 6 worlds through which thousands passed through, supported by over 50 volunteers and AltSpace VR staff. It was repeated each fall thereafter and continues to be one of the most popular community events.
The Rooftop Crew supports the annual hunt to find eggs throughout worlds to win prizes. Others, like Daisy Shaw, for instance, has also held community egg hunts, and we love these every Easter.
And the holidays are celebrated differently by all the various groups as a community, but this year we celebrated our second community-wide holiday storytelling festival that featured over 25 storytelling events throughout November and December, including holiday stories in Russian, and an international event featuring holiday short stories from around the world. This was supported by Educators in VR, News and Updates, World Tours teams, and Creative Writing Meetup, and everybody else. And it's in the World Creative, the Creative Writing Meetup that I started is celebrating its fourth year here in AltSpace VR this fall during the National Novel Writing Month in November. So get ready.
Have you looked in the AltSpace VR channels under all lately? There are literally 900 groups that have created channels, and these don't include the dozens or maybe hundreds of groups that function without a channel for one reason or another. About 120 are live and frequently active. The others, well, they're hit and miss, or maybe were a good idea at the time.
Never know. We've had world building competitions, meetup contests, and other community events here in AltSpace VR, but none more community than our Community Helpers program. We'd like to share just a little of its history today before we wind up our celebration on the history of AltSpace VR.
The Community Helper program was started by AltSpace VR staff when web badges were popular, as was gaming, honors, or other competing social VR platforms. They first intended to recognize longtime members and those who specifically contributed to the community with skills as world building or event hosting. With only a little announcement, many found themselves with a green border around their name tag and a new sense of responsibility and attention.
Many welcomed the honor, but others weren't. Now, two things happened right away. First of all, those with the green badges, as we call them, were sometimes treated differently, and assumptions were made about their power and the amount of control they had in their hierarchy in the community. Community leaders, as they were called at the time, were considered snobs and better than others, which was not even close to true. But that was a perception that some people believed.
Second, people thought it was part of the game of AltSpace VR, something that could be earned. At first, there were no clear specifications or criteria for earning your green badge, as we called it, so the community demanded there be requirements. Unfortunately, the way some went about it backfired, and the community leaders were demoted to community helpers in an attempt to take away the stigma, and a vague sense of guidelines arrived. Modified only slightly over the year, as having been in AltSpace for at least 3 months, hosted at least 3 main events in the past 1 month, moderated at least 5 main events in the past 3 months, and recommended by a community support team member for your awesome contribution to AltSpace VR. We believe this is all still a little vague, but we live with it.
Now, over the past 2 years, the Community Helper program unfortunately has lost support from the staff as they've been overwhelmed with the massive influx of new users, remodels, and feature developments, as we've mentioned over the last few weeks. The community of community helpers is still alive, and they are working together behind the scenes to ensure the community is supported and continues to thrive. And we hope to have more news on that very soon.
We also want to encourage all of you to really consider this your community, your home, your family, because in many ways it is, right? Gabriella E., who works with educators in VR, described it this morning as a community of souls. We may not have ever met in person in the real world, but our souls have met, and that is better way of meeting. I love that, as it truly helps define the magic of this community.
So thank you for letting us share the past few weeks of the News and Updates celebration with a history of 6 years with AltSpace VR, and we really hope you enjoyed it. Next week, May 15th, we finish our tribute to the 6th anniversary celebration, and we have some very special surprises planned for you next week, and we are eager for you to share your stories on how much AltSpace VR means to you. So put it on your calendar. Don't forget to tell your friends and drag them in here next week. We gonna pack
Remember,
the house.
so remember, please share your stories, pictures, videos, etc. of your memories of your time in AltSpace VR in our News and Updates Discord. Post your favorite moments and stories using the hashtag ASVRBirthday. As we wish we had more time to cover all the incredible events and activities here in AltSpace that happened last week, it's time to bring you some news and tell you about some upcoming events.
Now we're going to brush through these quickly. We are starting week 2 of the Univirtual Experience, as we have mentioned, with Educators in VR and the Virtual World Society. Full 30 days of events across 18, 20, whatever it is, metaverse platforms with all the workshops, the classes, discussions, and everything. Please check out their website at educatorsinvr.com for the schedule and their AltSpace VR channel right here in AltSpace.
Oh, excuse me. There's also an incredible exhibit hall built by our very own producer, Mark, specifically for the Univirtual experience. It is still being outfitted with all of the sponsors and participants information, and it will be open throughout the rest of the month as a persistent space and event world. So really look for it and check it out.
Now, this is close to my heart. The Star Trek group here in AltSpace VR has a history of meetups with Shiny that included. Oh, wait a minute. Did I miss? There it am.
Yep,
Oh,
maybe
I'm
go
sorry. I
back.
skipped ahead.
Yep.
I'm going to go back because I got so excited about the Star Trek. I'm going to go back. All right. Alt VR's All Stars competition is in a few hours. And this time they're playing musical chairs to see how you handle some fun competition along with sharing your amazing talents up on the stage. And now you get to do my favorite thing with Star Trek.
No, you know what? I want you to carry on because I do not have that same passion, and
Oh, I
it
so
deserves
love
passion.
it.
So carry on.
Okay. All right. So, if you're a fan of Star Trek, there are so many events that are going on. The group in and around that here in AltSpace is amazing. So, Shiny has meetups that has in the past it featured some of the stars from the show here in AltSpace. There are there are tours of Star Trek themed worlds and this fairly new adventure called Star Trek Next Generation Reviews, a 3-year mission to review every episode of Star Trek Next Generation television show. Now that lasted 7 years. He's trying to do it in 3. So check the events calendar for this and other Star Trek community meetups that are often found under all. It's a great group of people who believe in infinite diversity, a concept celebrated here in AltSpace VR.
Oh, keep going.
Now, Oompa Loompa has finally changed their popular events to be copyright and trademark free status. Lesson for all of us, allowing us to talk about them here as well. So check out the knockoff shows like Family Fight, Trivia Parody. I don't know how to pronounce that. The Big Pyramid Game and others that take the popular TV shows that we know and love and puts an AltSpace VR twist on them, and they happen throughout the week.
The World Building Tours features worlds focused on summer vacation as the theme this month and hosts a basic how to build showcase event on Wednesday to introduce you to the basics in world building here in AltSpace VR.
Now, Monday, Mark Jeffcock starts a week-long series of workshops to help you learn photogrammetry, world, and kit building here in AltSpace VR. He is a longtime teacher and teaches for TriUniverse here in AltSpace VR and has volunteered to teach this special series for Educators in VR's Univirtual experience. On Friday, the students will showcase their work in a special event. So make sure you start with the first workshop on Monday.
To add photogrammetry to your world building skills. Then Mark Gill, known as Carnivore, will be teaching a series of world building tips and techniques workshops the following week. So stay tuned. Now, Thursday, as we said, our friend Chuck of Health Systems Chat, who is his events are so creative, is taking you to New Orleans for a virtual version of human interaction in social virtual reality. It's a meetup to explore the human factors in computing systems and social VR.
Now, Thursday, party your heart out at the Univirtual Experience Special Club with that by
Just start at Euphoria again.
Okay, so the new Euphoria nightclub is by our producer Mark, and it's an amazing world and experience and a great opportunity to meet new people and get to know those involved in the Univirtual Experience Conference.
Also, check out Caitlin Christine's acoustic performance on Thursday. We have such amazing, talented folks here in AltSpace, right, you guys? Oh, send up emojis for that. So many amazing people.
It really is. It's incredible. Check out the nightclubs, the dances, all of the computer classes and workshops and open mics and talent nights and meditation and thought-provoking discussions, all the fun going on here in Altspace VR throughout the week. You do not want to miss a single moment.
There really is so much going on in our Altspace VR community and calendar. This show should run for hours if we were here to cover them all. These are just a few of more than the 250 events that happen this week and each week in Altspace VR. We do our best to bring you the highlights from this ever-growing community, and we are so glad that you are here to share it with us.
All right, we are going to be closing this out because we'd like to talk to you before the event is over. So that is it for the news and updates this week. We do all of this for you for free. We are not Altspace VR employees. Our team works hard each week to gather the news and information to help our community keep up with everything that's going on right here in Altspace VR.
When news that you need to know happens, we share it in our news and updates Discord so you can get the news through the clutter of information out there. Please tell a friend and please share our Discord and YouTube channels so that others can keep up with the news here and around Altspace.
Thank you so much for being here, putting up with me dropping out and all my internet, I dare say not the word and watch it censor. Anyway, all of the garbage going on with my whole internet persistence thing. But you mean the world to us. So we are here every week for you to give you the latest and the updates around the Altspace VR community. We live stream the news onto YouTube every week, and you can catch up with past episodes to learn more about Altspace VR events, projects, news, and community activities.
This is a labor of love. And we love our volunteers, team members who help us gather the news as reporters, moderate this event, and help us put the show together every week. If you would like to join the news and updates team, please let us know after the show. We need every ability and talent, and we'll help train you in event hosting, management, and moderation. This is your show as much as is ours, and we'd love you to be a part of it.
Now we're going to hang around after the news to answer your questions and talk about what you're doing in Altspace. So stick around. We want to chat with you.
Thanks to our news and update volunteers and moderators that help us make this event such a success. Thank you. And remember, with these uncertain times, please be safe wherever you are in the world.
Yay,
see you next week.
Yay, thank you, Donna. We survived.
Yeah, again. Yeah. Shocker.
Oh, man.
It is a stunner.